Hello everyone, welcome to my video. At first I start with the sketch which I didn't record it because I forgot. So I'm gonna show you the time lapse. And then I start to select the object and then I fill with the gray color which is more different from the background, and then I start filling with the base color which is the skin tones and the hair. I separated the hair colors onto another layer, and then I start working on the darker colors, especially under the eyebrows and under the chins, and then on the shoulder as the reference photos. And then I edit a little bit reddish on the cheeks, like shoulder. And then I start filling the main feature of the face, like the lips and eyes. And then I start editing highlight of the face, especially on the tip of the nose, and then the corner of the eyes, and then on the cheeks, and on the shoulders, of course. And then I combine with the sketch layers and the base color layer, which make me very easier to blend it out because I can add the colors regardless of the layers. So it is much more easier for me. And I start rendering especially around the eyes, and I start working on the other area, the face. Before you render the feature of learn about the Asam had the 3D versions of the human face, which has a lot when you render it out, which make it more realistic and which give the visions of more depth and more human-like feature of the painting. And then I add a little bit stronger highlight on the cheeks and on the nose, on the chins. And then I add a little bit of a highlight again. And I start working around about the upper lips because it make more than there, you know. Then I start working on the lips, which is a little bit easier because the reference photos you can see the lip type is not a glossy, more like matte type, so I don't have to add a lot of highlight on the lips. And then I start working on the forehead and rendering it, and I clean the edges of the face, and then I start rendering on the body also. Eyebrow, I start at the blurring of the skin tone and eyebrows, and then I start adding the hairs, and I working on the lower part of the Zendaya bodies, and I blend it out. It is easier to use the brush which have blending effect, so you can add the color and blend it out. And for the accessory of the dress, I start to draw it on another layers because which make me easier to fix the underneath of the dress. Make sure you love that layer before you do this. And then I add a little bit of the details, you can say it, because like whenever you look at the drawing, you kind of don't give very precise attention to each details, right? So I kind of like work rough on the dress, and then I working on the fabric parts, which is easier because I separate the layer. If not, it would be very difficult to render the dress. And you can see it, I always work on the shadows and then like dark part. See, this layer separation is very important if you want to do it. If you're a beginner, you should know which layer is on top or which layer you should separate. It would make 100 times easier for your drawings to paint more quickly. I start working on the hairlines because I want to know which color hair it is, so I can add the darker color on the hair, and then I start adding the highlight on maybe where the light hit on the hairs, and then I add a little bit more details, more darker colors, more highlight. It's kind of fun. And I don't like the color, so I edited it. And I clean it again, especially the chins, because I want to separate from the body. And I added highlight, and this time I changed a little bit. I changed the layers into ADD add move, and then I kind of blot it off, and I add in this more specific area. And work again on the eyes, because that's why I want to make sure that I did the finer rendering for the eyes. And then I started to think that, oh, what if I blur the eyelids? Yeah, it kind of gives me the bites, which is more smoother version. And then I add a little bit of background. I plated it a bit, and I add overly layered especially around the face. And I add the multiply layer under part of the painting, and add the bloom effect and chromatic aberration effect, I don't know, and I add once more the highlight of the eye. This is it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.